So, folks, let's talk about some positive stuff about Sonic today. Now, today, I wanted to kind of show you this, the Origins project, which basically brings in the Archie Sonic canon in a game, which I kind of want Sega to see and be like, yeah, we can do this. So yeah, we got Bunny and Antoine, my people, my boomers. Yeah, I call you boomers when we're doing Sonic stuff, but yeah, this is glorious, I must say. Because I want Sega to look at this and be like, you know, we've been kind of screwing up. This project is based on the Archie comic book series. This animation is based on the Archie comic book. The reboot of the Archie comics with full voice acting and color to bring the stories to life. I like it. I mean, if the comic books and the games are one and the same now with the games, we might as well put them in a game. I'm just saying. I've been saying that for God, for a long time actually. And I'm so happy that someone's still wanting to do something like this. Voice introduction trailer. When was this? And why wasn't I told? I'm pretty sure I freaking subscribed to this. YouTube! Jesus.
My name's Sonic the Hedgehog. What's up?
Wow.
Good.
I'm Tails. My name's
Good. Good.
Hi.
They sound about right.
Hello, this is Princess Sally Acorn.
Buddy Rabo, at your
Pretty good.
Hey everyone, I'm Rover. Monsieur Antoine.
See, the thing with Rotor is he's got a very Pacific voice. You know? Like, I like this. I like this. At least someone's doing something about this.
I found to overcome was the evil door in my way. And
Antoine, get the fuck out. Let people actually.
Long-winded intro. It should be the guy in the title.
Antoine, let the others go already.
Greetings. My designation is Nicole. This is Rosie. Hello, everyone.
Oh, they're actually gonna use Rosie.
I was but you can call me Chuck.
I wanna cry for reasons that don't have anything to do with my actual backstory. Anyways. Oh man, I almost let that slip. Like, I was kind of almost let that slip in a Sonic Freedom Fighters, what I'm gonna do with the Sonic's Uncle Chuck. But let me talk about Fist Bump. Because you guys heard me fanboy all over it because, well, again, you know, I think me screaming at you guys is not really doing much. If anything, it's just pissing you guys off. So instead, in lieu of my rants, which I'll probably still do, I'll make another video explaining my point. So there you guys can understand me just a little bit better. So yeah, I talk about unity in the Sonic fandom, but I always be like calling, you know, I'd be calling Twip and, you know, and freaking Nerdword and freaking playing Remy this and that and the third, but it's not really helping. So let me explain to you. Let me tell you why I like Fist Bump and how it kind of correlates with my character, and like seriously, this song is so perfect. It lines up with my character perfectly. let me get the lyrics. Let me get the lyrics. There we go. This is basically Sonic singing this part. And this is basically Bugs. This will be basically Bugsy the Hedgehog's line. You and I were on the attack, then beat ahead, running through the sunset. Such a different feeling, both of us believing. And that's Sonic again. Because again, I want to explain this one part. It's a different feeling, both of us believing. Like, Sonic has always had friends, but it's never gotten this bad for him. Not in the game's canon, at least. But in Bugsy the Hedgehog's world, this has already happened. And they beat him. He's just telling them, and him, Bugsy basically saying, let's show what the world can do. And just saying, let's see what we can do together. It's basically saying, dude, I've been through this. Let's fight this till the battle's won. Trust. And basically that means, Sonic, I'm from a different world, but trust me. All alone will never be. Basically Bugsy's part. Two of us are holding the key. See the day the world can see. Did I say goodbye to you? One more last fist bump. See, because I really do think at the end of the game your character will go wherever he goes. But I feel like, it's also basically Bugsy realizing that even though this Sonic isn't his Sonic, the Sonic he's basically grown up with, he still sees like a little bit of that Sonic in this Sonic. Because I feel like Sonic in Sonic Forces has lost hope. I mean, they basically, we've had information come out that Eggman basically beat Sonic. So that probably made him lose hope. So, Bugsy the Hedgehog, comes from another world where they've kind of dealt with this already. And everything's at peace in his world. So he's like, I feel like in the game, Bugsy the Hedgehog, I feel like in my story though, Bugsy the Hedgehog is the one that's giving Sonic hope again. That he can fight back. And he even shows him a few things of his world in my tie-in story. It's like, you want to know what this is? Sonic goes what is that? This is Robotnik's hand. Did you rip it off? No, I didn't rip it off. He had a roboticized hand. Let's just say me and my Sonic have screwed around with time before. It's no big deal. But yeah, we fought him to the death. To the death? That's a little extreme for the Doctor, don't you think? Your Eggman isn't like our Eggman. Ours was vicious, brutal, loved being evil, loved seeing people in pain. Your Eggman is toying with forces he has no business even trying to control. That's the only reason why your Eggman, from what your friends have told me, is the only reason he was able to pull this off. You need to understand, Sonic, that this that that your Eggman isn't like that, so you don't have to go that way. But me and Sonic, the things we've been through. We killed the original version of Eggman, Sonic. We did. But another universe, Eggman, he kind of came back and assumed control of the original. For those long, long years, we fought this new Robotnik, and his name was Eggman. Now, your Eggman is just the regular Eggman, but ours, ours, was made out of pure hatred. Until the one day I said enough was enough, and me and Sonic, one last time, one last go round, showed the egghead an error of his ways. I won't really tell you the details. And that's just me saying, I ain't gonna tell you I'm not gonna tell the rest of you guys the rest of that story. Watch Sonic Freedom Fighters to find out. But yeah, he does talk about his final confrontation, and that pause right there was basically him just reminding himself of Endgame. Yeah, because Endgame still happens in the Sonic Freedom Fighters continuity. But the way it happens is rather different. I think I like that. But, yeah, so Sonic basically loses hope, and Bugsy Hedgehog's the one that kind of, pulls him out. He goes like, Sonic, the freedom fighters of my world have a saying. My Sonic used to say, let's juice when we're going places. But if we're going to do something, we say, let's do it to it. We say that because we know what we're going to do. We know what we have to do. So we just say, let's do it to it. Meaning, we're going to do it. Like, Sonic, I know this whole beatdown probably is a little shock to your ego, but they need you. The world needs you. Your friends need you. They need you, Sonic. You can't just give up because of one big defeat. Things happen. But how long is it going to take you to get back up? And then they run into classic Sonic, which is basically the Sonic from Bugsy's universe. And, from there, it's more of a Bugsy Hedgehog kind of regretting some of the stuff he's helped Sonic achieve because he did it through, just pushing him. Because yes, there is no doubt in my mind that, as cousins, Bugsy Hedgehog freaking loves. Bugsy Hedgehog basically freaking loves Sonic. But he does feel guilty for some of the stuff he put him through just to have him attain his speed. And in my Italian story, classic Sonic actually talks. And he basically looks at Bugsy and he's like, he goes, Bugsy, is that you? You look older. Well, I never thought I'd see a little version of you. But you know my name, so you are my Sonic from my timeline. Just in the past. So there's a lot of things that is going to happen in the tie-in story. I know this is going to be loosely tied to the game. But, it's good to have backstories because that's what you do in RPGs too. And if anybody's saying, oh, Bugsy, that's cringy, well, sorry, you can be cringy. This is what I have. Oh my god, though, man. Oh my god, though, Bugsy. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. And, even Sonic's friends ask Bugsy a few questions. Silver asks him about his version of the future, which Bugsy reluctantly tries not to tell him because of the whole interjack situation. Because he'd been to that part of the future in the story, so he doesn't want to really explain interjack or anything or what Silver had to do because he was there for that. But he basically says, Silver, let's just say you do great things in my world. You do great things. With Knuckles, he asks, does this version of me have any other echidnas? And Bugsy really doesn't know how to respond to that, because also in his universe, that's where the echidnas were basically taken away by Thrash. Most of the stuff from the Archie comic, from the reboot comic, does stay in through the story, even though it may not be shown in the actual show. But he looks at him and he says, You weren't alone. You weren't alone. In my universe, you weren't alone. But some douchebag made you alone. And you guys can just guess which douchebag I'm referring to. It could be Thrash. It could be Kim Penders. Who knows? Who even knows? But ever since the Genesis wave happened on my world, no one could. Knuckles couldn't even remember. My Knuckles couldn't even remember that he wasn't the only one. And as much as I tried to find the other echidnas throughout the universe, I could never find them. It was like they were erased. Knuckles being doomed to be the last one. Not even getting to see Julie Sue ever again. And Knuckles goes, wait, who's Julie Sue? Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Just Knuckles, it's not going to happen to you because this world is pretty much destined to you to be alone. There's nothing I can really do or say about it. But you got these guys. Be happy you have that. Amy asks like two things. Will her and Sonic be married? Then he talks about Sally. And she's like, she gets jealous a little bit, like, who's this Sally person? In my universe, Sally is the reason Sally is one of the reasons I became a freedom fighter. One of the reasons. And her and Sonic, and her and Sonic were really close. Me and my Sonic would always fight over her. And this is back when we had war times, and we'd chalk it up to us actually just racing around. We never chalked it up to the fact that we may have feelings for her. So we didn't realize it until much later. When we did, things got a little bit more complicated. But through it all, Sonic ended up with Sally, and I'm here. But if you want to know a little bit more about your other self from my universe, I can tell you. Amy's a little hesitant first, but she asks. I trained Amy at a very pivotal time in her life. Robotnik had basically killed her parents, and she was full of rage and anger. But I told her to harness it in the training, and she did. She did exceedingly well, and she was a much better pupil than Sonic, by far, because she actually listened to me. And in turn, we were close. And Amy basically asks Bugsy, or Bugsy Hedgehog, or BTH is what I'm calling him for this video. She basically asks him, were you and Amy? And then Bugsy Hedgehog pauses. His face is already red, so you can't really tell if he's blushing or not. He's like, I mean, no, we were never together. I mean, maybe. I mean, not really. I mean, I was always like working on my. And he starts acting like he just starts sounding like Jeff Goldblum for a minute. But no. The plan was she was supposed to come with me to travel around with me, but I guess that didn't materialize, or I went too early. And you'd probably be seeing her too. My world has known nothing but peace. And he basically tells everybody, my world has known nothing but peace since we stopped Eggman. And I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to help you guys because I wanted to relive the glory days. Maybe I just didn't want this world to fall like ours did, and it took us forever to get everything back to the way it was. And don't even get me started on the eternal politics and all that. That was a headache. You guys don't have a King Max here, right? Oh, you guys nodding your head saying no? Good. You don't need it. But look, you guys are the resistance. You guys give people hope in this dark time in their lives. So remember that. Remember what you're fighting for and why you're doing it. Because you never know what can happen. Things can turn on a dime. Your best friend may die on you. Even though in Sega games they don't have death, but you know, it's basically Bugsy Hedgehog at least kind of explaining to people who he kind of is. He's a character that's been through a lot, and he, you know, in these moments where he's talking to the team, he's kind of at his most vulnerable, and he's just recalling everything. But when he's out on the field, he's jokey, ready to fucking tangle with all these robots. And he also has his AI with the meta in his little visor, his little scouter. He goes, you know. It's like, and you know, everybody, you know, Tails asked him, how did he make meta? Well, from the old computer that Eggman had, it was from an AI called Adam. And I salvaged what we could because I thought having a kick-ass AI would be kind of a good idea. But Adam kind of bonded to me and my gadgets, so there that is. And also Master Bugsy. I'm also the one that gets him out of mortal danger every so often. Yes, Meta, we know. You've saved my bacon more than once. You want a digital cookie. You know, just stuff like that. I just wanted to tell you. I wanted to share that with you guys because this is why I'm so hyped about freaking Sonic Forces. Because all the creative potential that brings. And the fact that Bugsy's overall story, even though you all haven't seen his overall story yet, is going to come full circle. You know? He wasn't the leader of the Freedom Fighters, but he was the guy that's helping. And again, he's still helping. But this time, he knows what he can do and what he shouldn't do. He's learning from those mistakes of the past so he doesn't make them here. So there that is. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm Bugsy. I'm Bugsy, the chaotic YouTuber, and I'll see you next time.